Internet! Hello, you lovelies! Let's talk about that Penguin finale. We're going to go into full spoilers for the Penguin episode 8. If you're new to this page, please hit that subscription bell because I am so close to 40K and I'm very excited about it. Each and every one of you being here means the absolute world to me. I cover comic books, the actual books themselves. I do comic book reviews, comic book news, as well as movie news and movie reviews and sometimes TV adaptations of those comics I love so much. And this show had already been my most anticipated show of the year, and I am so happy to say that it stuck the landing and is absolutely my favorite show of 2024. Gonna dive into full spoilers. Let me know in the comments below what you thought of the finale. Did you think it stuck the landing? Hit that like in this video either way, because I hope you like this video. Let's talk about the Penguin Season 1, hopefully not series, but season finale. What a show. I love, personally, that I consider the Penguin's superpower to be that people underestimate him. I love that Penguin, being a person others doubt, is something he leverages. And this show, remember, spoilers, we're going to go full spoilers right at the top. I hope you're already watched it if you're here. Use that to us. We also underestimated the Penguin. We also doubted what he is capable of because, spoilers, he killed Victor himself. I did not think Victor was going to make it out of this season alive. I kept thinking each episode he might bite it, but I did not. Somehow, they tricked me into believing in Penguin just enough that I thought there's no way. And from the very beginning of this show, I have said this reminded me of Breaking Bad. And in the first season finale of Breaking Bad, Walter was originally going to kill Jesse Pinkman. Originally, he was going to kill him like 3 episodes in, and then they changed it to the season finale because of how charming Aaron Paul is. And then eventually, obviously, he survived when Walter didn't. But that was the original intent, and they did that with this show. Batman killed his Robin. And it was another bird metaphor. I love that they set this up as a Robin parallel, stealing the rims. There's moments throughout the season where some wardrobe elements, like he's very much the Penguin's Robin. But the difference between Batman and the Penguin is the Penguin's a bad guy, and even though he leveraged Victor the entire time, even though he saw himself in Victor the entire time, even though he connected to Victor, that's when he realized, oh, you are family. And to me, that is a weakness, and he took him out. That is such good writing that Oz would see anyone that isn't his mother, and even she's in a different state, as a weakness if he's going to care about them more than he cares about his goals, his ambitions, and himself. His whole thing is ambition. His whole thing is conquering. His whole thing is proving himself. And we, just like with the character, doubted him. We did not think there was any way that was going to happen. And that hug that turned into that choke, that moment on the bench that was mirroring their first time on the bench, the suicides from the shop down the street they both grow up on, turning into the last thing that dude ever saw, like the sitting of them parallel drinking suicides mirrored later on with the sitting parallel side by side looking over the water, and then end of Victor. And man, what a performance by Rhenzy Feliz the entire time. He was always just trying to prove himself, always just trying to show that he was capable, just like how Oz grew up. Oz wanted to be Rex so bad, and then he became that to Rhenzy and then killed him. I love the performance from Rhenzy because there's such a paternalness between Oz and Victor. There's such a wanting to be validated, which again mirrors Oz so well. What this show does is it manipulates our emotions in such a great way, because there's times you love Penguin, then you realize the atrocities he's done. There's times you love Sofia, even though we saw her literally bash Magpie's brains out. There are times that you want to help these people get better and can't. And I love that it's everyone playing a chess game. And from the beginning, this show has been violence in verbal nature as well as physical nature. The punches are often in the writing, in the dialogue. And the violence is in the actions these people take playing chess against each other. At no point would I have expected Victor at the end of the last episode to finally rally that army and then the army see and be like, nah, we're out. At no point, I should have, but at no point did I expect the underboss within the gang to take out his boss, triggering all of the underbosses rising up in power because they weren't respected, just like Oz wasn't respected. Everyone wants respect, especially the criminal element that is coming from a place of nothing, that is fighting for every scrap. Oz represents that to a T, and then Oz gets everyone to take out the people that didn't respect them, take out their bosses, and then he has control. Now it's his criminal underbelly leading up into the Batman Season 2, or the Batman 2 coming out of the Penguin Season 1. I think that is such a great ending to have that respect be the thing that's the through line for the show. Victor wanted respect, which mirrored Oz always wanting respect, and then all these bosses not getting respect and then taking out things, giving Penguin his power that he's always wanted. And then the only thing the Penguin ever wanted was power to show his mother that he was worthy, to show his mom that he literally killed his brothers for, to show his mom that they knew the whole time. He just wanted to prove that he could do what he said and put her in that penthouse, and he finally did, but now she's a vegetable. So he doesn't even get the "I'm proud of you" he always wanted. And even after the "I hate you," even after stabbing him in the stomach, even after she was willing to kill him, he still wants that from his mother, because that's all he really wants. So he is now the perfect villain of someone that is so ambitious, that is always seeking something he literally cannot have. He will never hear from his mother, "I love you, I'm proud of you." He can't. And I love that the mother is trapped in that penthouse that she was promised. I love that he terrifyingly made Eve, his girlfriend or whatever relationship they have, dress like his mother, makeup like his mother. What a terrifying Norman Bates-ish psycho situation. I love that that is how it ends, fully in the comic accurate garb with the top hat. The mom smoking the cigarette with the extender on it like Hunter S. Thompson earlier in the episode makes me think we will probably get that version of Penguin down the line as well. We saw him with the cigar, we saw him with the coat, we saw so many comic accurate Penguin moments, but at the very end, he doesn't kill Sofia because he's appealing to the suits, to the government that now he's squeaky clean with. Let's talk about Sofia. Sofia is of as much the lead of the show as Penguin, especially certain episodes, and I love that Sofia's arc is her getting to the point where she's got everything she wants, and then it all gets taken away, and then she just wants to get out, but she has to make sure she gets revenge on Oz first. And I love how much she identifies with Oz, how much she sees that in another world they could have potentially been friends. I love that there's like this understanding, but he wronged her to an insane level. He killed her brother, there was no coming back from that. But down to the very end, him driving, mirroring their earlier relationship. The moment where there's that incredible macro close-up and you see that flash, I assumed that was the flash of the gun in slow-mo, turns into police. I love that Oz manipulated down to the last moment. Literally, Sofia, what an arc even in wardrobe. My fiance pointed out that she wears all black in a muted kind of part of the business kind of way. Like in her family, that's what you wear. The house is dark, she's wearing all dark. And then as she becomes herself for a phase, she wears like the coats, the gigante, like that's who she embodies. But even in, I think the second to last or third to last episode, she mentions that doesn't feel like her. And then she starts wearing these flashes of red and these bright colors. And then when she's fully formed, fully herself, fully a villain, this full red outfit, accepting who she is. And there's just this incredible arc Sofia goes on, and you understand all of her decisions. You understand where she's coming from. At the end, destroying that house, the thing that haunted her in its own way, her ties to her family. She just wants to be done, and she can't escape, and she ends up at the exact place she never wanted to be, back at Arkham, back with Julian Rush, back with Theo Rossi's character, who in so many ways was like the Harley to her Joker throughout, and now back in that relationship where he's got the power just like she wants and she's trapped. And then we get that incredible moment with the letter from Selena Kyle. Selena Kyle being her sister, her half-sister, also the daughter of, in this, Mark Strong, and in the other one. What an incredible way to tie in the universe without a gratuitous cameo. What a way to build out this tapestry without it being John Turturro, that's his name, without it being a gimmick. I love that she's in Bloodhaven. She writes a letter. I love that it connects these sisters. I love that all she ever wanted was to feel that connection. There's that little bit of smile. There's that little bit of release that she's not the Hangman. It's all so beautiful and so Shakespearean and so powerful, like families coming together, her knowing she's not the Hangman, her being the only person that she could identify with because she survived getting literally choked out by John Turturro's take on the character. She's been through what Sofia's been through. She's part of this Falcone Empire legacy horror, and I love that she got that moment. And then at the very, very end, we got the penthouse moment with the mom. We've got the dance and that creepiness. We've got Penguin hobnobbing with the elites and working along with Billy Walsh there in the congressman's office. Him sitting behind that judge desk that feels so like politically driven Penguin, that feels so much like the comics where he's got power in that way, and we see that start to form, which is incredible. And then at the very end, all that power culminates in the dance, the zoom out, very Batman, beautiful architecture, Gotham looking so much like that retro Art Deco neo-futurism of Batman the Animated Series, the whole thing feeling so Batman, and then that pop of the bat signal right at the very end. Not a single shot of Bruce Wayne in the show, not a single shot of Batman, which makes me personally happy because this was the Penguin. This show was about the Penguin. This show was to grow it all out. if there was a single shot of the Batman, that's all anyone's thumbnails would be on the godforsaken commentary internet. That's all anything would be talking about. Anyone talking about the finale would be talking about the Batman. I'm so glad there wasn't a single episode, wasn't a single moment. The explosion in the East Side being the one moment that was possibly big enough for Batman's attention to be drawn to it. But at the same time, Batman can't be everywhere, and he literally just had his whole city flooded. He's saving people. He's also probably assembling the persona of Bruce Wayne, trying to help the Real campaign and that mayoral thing. Like, there's so much plausible deniability for why Batman wasn't in this show that it enhances it for me that we got to have a Penguin show. We got to grow out Gotham. If they do a Joker show, which is a current rumor, I would love it not to have Batman necessarily, if it's actually the Joker, not like certain movies that don't have Batman in them but are Joker, which I enjoy, but it's misleading. I really think Gotham show with the Gotham City Police Department could be great. I think Arkham could be great. I think Joker could be great. I think as long as the writing is this good, not having Batman allows the world to grow out, and then you can bring back in Batman for the movies and make that the big event. And maybe a little Bruce Wayne, maybe a little Batman, depending on if they do like 5 or 6 of these shows, maybe circumstantially. But overall, I really was glad this show got to be Oz's show. This show got to be this continuity, this canon. This show got to build out Matt Reeves' universe and make Gotham feel so real. I love, again, that Penguin's superpower is us doubting him, and then he does the most horrific thing, something that we didn't even think he was capable of. The shock and horror of him killing his brothers was crazy, but we only met them a few times. We lived with Victor. He was our guy. He was our eyeline. He was our Robin. For him to kill him, I mean, he is fully a villain. He is capable of anything, and we doubted he was, or I doubted he was. He is truly capable of anything. What a show. Very excited to see if Sofia Falcone, who I'm so glad they didn't kill, makes it into the Batman 2. Very excited to see if we get any more Theo Rossi. I'm very excited to see what Penguin does kicking off the Batman 2, what his power means for the underbelly of Gotham, him running all these gangs. Love to hear in the comments what you think the Penguin is going to be getting into in the Batman 2. Love to hear what you think about the finale in general. Love to hear what you think about other spin-offs. What other characters would you love to see spun out in between movies? I'd love to just hear your thoughts in the comments below. Let me know who else you want to see, what you want to see, what this sets up, what you thought of finale. Let me know. I want to have a conversation about the finale because it really, my God, what a show. My favorite show of the year, one of my favorite comic adaptations of all time. I think one of the best performances I've ever seen from both the incredible Cristin Millioti as Sofia Falcone and the transformative, unrecognizable performance of Colin Farrell as Oz Cobb. Give them Emmys. Also, some love to Rhenzy Feliz, who absolutely deserves some accolades for his role as Victor, who I'm also so glad the internet kept being like, his name's Victor, it's got to be Victor Zsasz. Victor, very common name. Also, the dude never wanted to hurt people. Victor Zsasz only wants to hurt people. He wants to cut them up. He wants to carve little identifying markers into his skin to mark his murder. That isn't Victor. Victor didn't like killing the one guy. Killing Squid didn't suddenly turn him into a mass murderer. It was a weird thing. The internet wanted everyone to be tied into a comic canon. There was a moment, admittedly, though, where I was like, Theo Rossi, maybe Mad Hatter, just because I got caught up in this dude's so captivating and interesting. What is it? But I'm glad he wasn't, to be honest, because it was better to have Arkham full of lots of charismatic, interesting, sociopathic doctors, because that fits Arkham more than just being, a main villain. Anyway, this show, what an experience. Leave a comment below. Let me know what you thought. Leave a like on this video. Please, if you haven't subscribed already, hit that subscription bell. And it was the finale, so here's my spot to recommend you some comics. Check out the Penguin One Bad Day. It is an anthology series, Batman One Bad Day series, but Penguins totally contained. They're all contained, but you can read just the Penguin one. Very much this kind of Oz. Also recommend Penguin Pride and Prejudice. I think that's the name of it. It's an incredible run that kind of translates him from the Golden Age silly into the modern age Penguin. And finally, the Tom King miniseries that just wrapped up, 12-issue run that is absolutely incredible, that feels very much like the show, that tone, that world, that intrigue, that duplicitousness, that cunning, that genius mastermind criminal. That is the Penguin Tom King run that just ended like 2 months ago, and you can collect it in 2 trades or get the individual 12 issues. Highly recommend those. All right, much love to you all. Let me know in the comments below again what you thought, and I will see you very soon. This show ended today, Sunday. Next Sunday, Dune kicks off, and I'm 80% going to be covering that right here in the same spot. So if you were excited about me covering Dune Prophecy, let me know in the comments below. I'm going to keep on these HBO shows and all that glory. All right, much love. I'll see you guys very soon, and as ever, This Week in Comics will be coming back this week, and just lots of stuff. And then in December, I'm going to be covering both Creature Commandos and What If Season 3. So there's going to be like daily videos in December. Lots of reasons to subscribe. Get after it. All right, Penguin, thank you. What a show. What a love letter to a character I love, and what a love letter to the world of Batman. What a love letter to comic books. everyone responsible for this show. I appreciate you so very much. All right.